Well, thank you, Chris, and welcome back to the brand room at the Rendezvous Center on the Goshen County Fairgrounds. More 4-H and FFA participant interviews today. We'll just have this one this afternoon. A lot going on today at the fairgrounds, being at Fair Day in Goshen County. Before we get to our local 4-H participant and ask him some questions about his projects, I'd like to thank some of the sponsors that make these broadcasts possible: Clark & Associates, Dinklage Feed Yard, Brown Company, Eastern Wyoming College, Mike Rafferty State Farm Insurance, Torrington Beverage, Torrington Office Supply, and Double C Seed, some of our sponsors for these interviews. And we have Ron Kaufman with us again today. My grandfather knows quite a bit about what goes on here at the fair, and he has Tatum with us today, I believe, so he's going to ask him about his projects here.
I do have Tatum Wiedemann. And what club are you in, Tatum?
Bear Creek Guys and Gals.
Bear Creek Guys and Gals.
Yep.
And how old are you?
12.
12. And what grade you in?
Going into the 7th.
7th, going to be junior high kid.
Yep.
So you excited about that?
Yeah.
So how was your summer?
It was good. We went to a lot of rodeos like WJRA, and it was really fun.
So you did pretty well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about the rodeo. What events do you take?
So I do team roping, breakaway roping, and tie-down roping.
So for the audience, tell us what tie-down roping is.
So calf roping, they tie the calf to the chute, and you run down the line and you flank them and tie them.
Okay, so did you get some big calves sometimes? Yeah, sometimes they're a little hard to handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're getting some muscle, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what about breakaway?
So you start in the box and you nod your head and they let the calf out and you catch the calf, and the rope is tied to your saddle horn and it breaks, and then that's your time.
So what happens if you go before the calf's out of the chute?
That's broken barrier, and that's 10 seconds added to your time.
So you've never had that happen, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that figures. Yeah, that does happen to a lot of, even the pros, it happens.
Yep.
So, well, congratulations. And the real reason we want to talk to you about your static exhibits, I understand you're going to sell one, and we have to get you out of here so you can go over to the auction and tell us how that works and what you're selling.
So I'm selling a rope can. It can be a trash can, a vase, or whatever you want to put in it. And so we started out with it. We went and grabbed all the ropes from the barn, washed them, and then we started to coil it up with a wood burner, and we went all the way up, and then we tied the hondoos onto the outside, and we made like 3.5 ropes out of it. So yeah.
So very interesting. Something I didn't know about, especially when you use a torch. What type of torch? You just use just a flame of any kind?
Yeah, just a wood burner, like.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you just melt that rope, and so it'll stick together.
Yeah.
And that project did pretty well, didn't it?
Yeah, it got grand champion and champion. So
are you an intermediate or a?
Yeah, intermediate.
Intermediate. So in the intermediate class, you got the champion overall,
Yep.
correct? Yeah. Very good. What about your leather work?
Oh, I made a beaded belt, and it did pretty good. It got a blue ribbon, and the beading was pretty fun, but it was kind of tough and it took a while, but it was really fun.
Kind of explain how you do that beading to the audience.
So you tie it on a loom, and you do one strip of beading at a time. You put it on a needle on a string, and you just keep going, and then you put the bead on the loom, and you have to get it in a row and stuff, and you just keep going and going and going, and yeah, it's pretty fun, but it took a while.
Took a while.
Yeah.
And I understand your mother helps you a little bit with that leather work, correct?
Yeah.
So actually you just get a pattern and follow those instructions with your tools?
Yeah.
What are some of your tools you use?
So I used a basket weave and a star thing, just a round circular star.
So those tools, do you use a mallet or something to make that imprint?
Yeah, mallet.
Okay, very good. What else you want to tell us?
Oh, we stained it also with like some brown dye and stuff, and we used oil on it to kind of make it look a little shinier and stuff.
So how long did that take you, Tatum?
Like, I'd say about 2 weeks maybe.
Yeah,
to
there's
get
a lot.
it all.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, with that, Tatum, we're going to let you go, and I hope you do well at the auction.
Okay, thanks.
And people should know that auction is going on right now, and you have time to get there. Tatum, thanks for your time, and good luck to you next year, and have a
Okay.
good school year.
Yep, thanks.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how many items are on there, but I think they just started that auction about 1:45 here. So like Grandpa said, should be time to get over there and go check out that exhibit auction.
Yeah,
Look.
it's a lot of fun, I think. So, Ryan, we have another gentleman here. What's your name?
William Knowlton.
Knowlton? And what do you show?
I don't show, but I have 2 static exhibits this year, a welding project and a shooting project.
Hey, I noticed those welding projects are they were a lot of competition, pretty neat.
Yeah, there's a lot of very skilled people that enter into the fair every year.
So, how old are you?
16.
And what grade?
I'll be going into 11th.
11th grade? What club?
Bent barrels, crooked arrows.
Oh, yeah, so you were in shooting sports.
Yeah,
How'd you do?
pretty good.
What do you shoot?
I shoot all the disciplines we have: air rifle, air pistol, 22 rifle, 22 pistol, archery, shotgun, and muzzle loading.
So you did pretty good at state.
Yeah, I did relatively well. I went to nationals actually this past year.
Tell us about that a little bit.
So the
Is that in New Mexico?
No, actually, it's in Grand Island, Nebraska.
Okay. It's different
But-
than I'm used to. Go
Yeah,
ahead and
they do
explain.
have a large shooting complex in New Mexico, but the way it works is the top 4 placers in each discipline are invited to nationals, and then you can only go for 1 discipline per year because there's not time to go for multiple. And if you've gone for something before, you can't go again.
Oh, okay.
So that levels the playing field a lot. Everybody you're competing against has only that's their first time going there. So that takes a few people away because say they've already been for discipline, and they keep working their way down the list until they get a team of 4 people to go to nationals, and then you train. We have our state shoot after national shoot, so you have
Yeah.
almost a whole year to train,
Oh, okay.
which is, I think, better than a lot of states do it. But you train up because their course of fire is a little different than ours, and you shoot practice on day 1, and then they got 3 courses of fire you shoot the next 3 days, and then they have a final award ceremony in addition to award ceremonies every night, and they always let you practice the next day's course the night before. So you got plenty of time to make sure your equipment's right, and it's just a really great experience. I highly recommend it to anyone if they ever get a chance to go.
Yeah, it sounds terrific. So you learn a lot too, and you meet a lot of people, correct?
Yeah, it really opens your eyes to the bigger picture because in Wyoming, you're shooting against the same people every year. It's pretty similar, and you think that's what shooting sports is all about. And then you get to nationals, and you see all this new equipment, meet all these new people, see all these new courses of fire, and it really shows you how broad it can be.
So very interesting. Well, congratulations, and so let's talk about your welding project. How'd you do? Does it go to state?
Yeah, I believe I was grand champion of the senior division for welding.
And what did you weld or make?
I made a set of tracks for my 4-wheeler.
Oh yeah, I saw that outside.
Yeah, they're outside the building there.
So do you use that in snow and mud, or?
Yeah, any soft terrain that would normally sink in, so snow, mud, real soft sand. I haven't got a chance to test them in the snow yet, but I've tested them in the mud and some loose dirt, and they work really well.
Good. So what he's done is, what I noticed, you just hooked onto the back wheel and made another set of wheels, or like a track, like a rubber track with
Essentially, yeah.
plates.
I hooked onto the rear axle to get my spacing right, and then I had a second axle to keep the tracks tensioned. The tracks are just old baler belts with angle iron bolted on for the tread, and I have a leaf spring on there for suspension, so the tracks do have their own suspension. But it's relatively simple design that I can take on and off fairly easily.
Good. It looks good. We just walked by it on the way over.
Thank you.
So it looks real good. How'd you place with that?
That was my grand champion project.
That was your So are you going? I should ask you. Are you going to state?
Yes.
Okay. Good. So good luck. So tell us about some of your other projects.
Well, the only other project I have in the fair this year is my shooting project. I made a swinging target shaped like a buffalo that has a hole cut in it, and another swinging target behind that, kind of in the vital zone, so it's good practice for hunting. So
I noticed that also.
Yeah.
So it's pretty clever, and you did a nice job. It's black. You painted it all up, but after you shoot a while, it's not going to look too good, especially if you miss, huh?
Yeah. Eventually, what's kind of neat about that is it mimics a target we shoot for 4-H, because there's a buffalo target we shoot for 4-H that's just paper. So I traced one of those onto the metal, and that's how I got my shape. And then the hole in it is the size of the 9-ring.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. Pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah, good practice for you.
Yeah, good practice.
Kind of ties it all together.
Yeah. So you want to tell us anything else about, are you going to state, or are you just going to let somebody take those up?
I'm going to take them to state. Anything large, the participant takes on their own.
Okay. I wondered about
So,
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming. Thanks for talking to us. We learned a little bit about the national contest and also about your project. So we appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hello.
What's your name?
I'm Caitlin.
Caitlin. And what club are you in?
Goshen Lifestalkers.
Goshen Lifestalkers. Is that a club in, where is it at? In Torrington, Lingle, or?
Torrington.
Torrington. What's your projects?
This year I did a breeding goat and a market goat. I also have 3 pigs for Southeast FFA, and I've submitted 3 art projects.
So you're a busy girl. So I assume you're an FFA.
Yes.
Yes, Southeast. Mr. Clapper. Yeah, sounds good. So let's talk about your projects a little bit. Go through your exhibits and how you're prepared, and let's just go through the whole detail.
I'll start with my art projects. The first one I did was actually based on a phobia, which is called nyctophobia, which is the fear of the dark. So I made it to make it look like everything that everyone is probably scared of when they're in the dark. So like there's like eyeballs because you think someone's watching you, spiders, ghosts, someone's there to kill you.
Interesting. Something I haven't heard about. So what else did you?
Another project I did was
I should ask you, how'd you do on that?
Oh, I got a blue ribbon.
Good, good.
I also did a pen drawing, which is, I don't know how to fully explain it other than it's like kind of chaotic and very colorful drawing. That one also got a blue ribbon.
So in that you just use different pen colors and.
Yes, I used gel pens for most of it.
Okay, so and you received blue.
Yes.
Okay, very good, very interesting, and those will be exhibited in the 4-H building, correct?
Yes.
Correct. So, did the judge ask you many questions when he looked at that project, or he or she?
She they asked like what is like the story behind it, my process of how I got to the final project, and also what I didn't like about the drawings.
So very interesting. So let's talk about your animal projects now. First of all, your goats. Have you shown those?
Yes. The first day I showed 2 breeding goats. They were twins, and I got a few thirds and a few fourths with them.
Okay. So that's good. So what breed were they?
boar goats.
Boar goats. So they're actually a breeding boar goat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you will explain to the listeners that they use those for meat, right?
Yes, boar goats are market animals.
Yep, they are market animals, and you see a lot of those produced in this area, and a lot of those go into Colorado for sale. So, what about your swine project?
My swine project actually started with a program from my FFA chapter. It's called Adopt a Sow. So pretty much you get a mama pig that is already bred and is about to farrow and have piglets.
That's a challenge. So do they move a house out there with you?
Yes.
Kind of a trailer? Or?
Mr. Clapper provided a farrowing hut for us, which is just made from a trailer, and there's a little heat lamp, a place to store feed, and enough room for the babies to move around and for the mama pig to lay down and everything.
So, so these that you're showing, are you showing some of the litter from these pigs?
Yes. Sadly, when the mama pig did farrow, she only had 5. One was stillborn, another one froze to death, so I am only down to 3 piglets.
Okay. So quite an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when were they born? What month?
February.
February. So it wasn't really warm, was it?
No.
So did you have to watch a lot?
Yeah, I had to check on them once in a while.
So tell us how you care for one of those sows that are going to have going to farrow.
You just need to keep their little hut very bedded. Make sure you check on them 3 to 4 times a day, because she was about a week or a few days from farrowing when I finally got her. So.
Oh, so it was pretty close. Yeah. So did you learn a lot?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah. So what do you feed a pregnant sow?
We just has fed her these oat-like things. They look like horse cake. You know those?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the exact name of them, but they look like that, and we've mainly fed her those.
So good. So you had to provide water and feed and a little heat.
Yeah.
At all times.
But Mr. Clapper did provide the first 2 bags for us, and then the rest we had to buy on our own.
Oh, so you learned a lot.
Yes.
Would you do it again?
Yes, I am planning on doing it again for next year to do more FFA pigs.
Good. So, Caitlin, you sounds like you had a good time and you had fun and you did well.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations. Keep up the
Thank
good
you.
work. Are you taking anything to State Fair?
Yes, I'm actually taking 1 or 2 of my pigs up to State Fair.
Okay, and that show is this evening.
Yes.
Hopefully, if it doesn't rain. Yeah, and it sounds like it might rain, but we have lights. Don't you have lights out there?
Yeah, I saw that there was a big spotlight over the ring this morning.
Yep, so I think they're ready. Those guys are prepped. They're ready to go. Well, thanks and good luck and
Thank
good
you.
luck at State Fair. Are you in showmanship? I should ask that.
Yes, I am in showmanship.
So you ready for that?
Yes.
Tell us how you're prepped for showmanship. You just work that pig and work that
Yeah,
pig with...
work the pig. The best way my mom told me how to show a pig was example of a duck. On the top, he's smooth and graceful, but on the bottom, you're working your tail off on moving that pig and make sure he looks the best.
Good example. Okay. Well, congratulations. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
in. Thank you. Now, Ryan, I think we have another young lady, and your name?
Remington Davis,
Mrs. Davis. Miss Davis. What club are you in?
Gleaners Union,
Okay. Is that a lingo club?
Torrington,
Torrington? Are you a senior, intermediate?
intermediate,
Intermediate. So how old are you?
13.
13. So you go to school at Torrington?
Mm-hmm.
What grade you going to be in?
8th.
8th. So you're ready for school?
I am.
Oh, you are? Man, you're ahead of the rest of them. I wouldn't be. So what's some of your projects?
This year I showed horses.
So how'd we do?
I won grand champion in showmanship and in the halter class.
Pretty good, huh? That's pretty good.
Thank you.
So tell us what they look for in showmanship.
In showmanship, they're mainly looking at the person showing off the horse. they give you like a pattern, and you just have to do the pattern and smile at the judge and stuff, and you just show off your horse.
So how do you set a horse up for when they tell you to stop or set your horse up?
Well, the way I set my horse up is I just click to him, and then he sets his feet up pretty good.
So you've got him trained pretty well,
Yeah.
huh? And what other events were you in?
I was supposed to do rabbits, but we didn't get her turned in time, so we had to scratch that.
Okay. So what else did you? What other events and horses did you do? I missed
The
it.
halter class.
Okay, you did the halter class. How was that?
Good.
How'd you place?
First in my class.
Quarter horse? Quarter horse? Yeah, first. That's good. Are you going to state fair?
Not with the horse, no.
So what are you taking to state fair?
Probably the rabbit, maybe.
Okay, that's good. What kind of rabbit you have?
A Havana.
What's a Havana?
That's basically the breed of the rabbit, and then there's different colors of. She's broken, and she's black and white.
Black and white. Pretty friendly.
Yes, very friendly.
So is she ready to show?
Oh yeah.
Are you going to do showmanship, rabbit showmanship at the
Yes.
state? Good. So anything else you want to tell us?
I did horse judging this summer as well.
Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorite things is horse judging. So, and reasons are so much fun, aren't they?
Totally.
Totally. And that's the way you win the contest. If you if you can do reasons, you'll win the contest. So let's hear about this horse judging.
It was fun. Going in the reasons room was scary the first time.
Did you get a 50?
I don't know. I can't remember most of my scores. Probably not, though.
A 50 is a perfect score.
I wasn't very good at it.
But you'll get better.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. So that reasons, it is kind of scary.
It is.
And how long do you want to set a reasons?
Not too long. You don't want to make it hours long, but long enough to where you can describe the horse and.
And don't repeat yourself. So I always told my kids 1 to 1.5 minutes is more than enough. So that usually works.
Yeah.
And usually you win a contest if you're good at reasons.
Yeah.
How'd you do, by the way? How'd they do?
Um,
you have a team, I assume.
Yes, we do.
Let's hear who's on your...
I'm pretty sure we did pretty good. Most of us got either second, third, fourth place. But yeah, the seniors did pretty good. The intermediates, we did okay, but the seniors did pretty good.
So you're going to practice for next year.
Hopefully.
Yep. So you tell us what y'all do in horse judging. There's several events that you have to judge. You have to halter,
yeah, there's
equitation, all that stuff.
There's the halter class, Western pleasure. What else? Yeah, equitation. There's tons of events. And
What's equitation?
Equitation is, I think it's kind of like, it's a writing class, and it's kind of like Western pleasure, but it's English.
Yep.
I think.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly right. So, very good. So what else you want to tell us?
I don't know.
So
I don't got much to say.
You're gonna have to learn to talk a lot more when you give those reasons.
I know.
So where was your horse event?
In the pavilion over.
Yeah, but I mean your horse judging, I should say. Where'd you do? State.
Where did we go, Megan?
Well, we took these guys. So Remington and her teammates were all first timers. So we took them down to Colorado Springs for a practice contest.
Oh, okay.
So we took them a ways. The state contest was in Laramie at Showcase Showdown, but Remy went down to Colorado Springs for the first time. She thought we were going shopping.
Big mistake. And they have some nice horses there and some nice classes.
They do. Really
That's a
nice.
very equitation area. A lot of horses and a lot of different breeds. So, well, thanks for talking to us.
Of course.
And good luck, kiddo.
Okay, thank you.
It was a privilege talking to you.
Thank you.
And keep those reasons flying, okay? And a minute to minute and a half. And if you need help, I'm too old to help anymore. So we'll have this next young lady. We're going to have her slide over here in the middle, Ryan. And your name?
Rory Mailing.
Roy. Oh, I think I know the Mailings. So you are from the Huntley area.
Yep.
Where do you go to school?
Southeast.
Southeast. What grade you in?
I'm going into 7th grade.
7th grade. And what club are you in?
Bear Creek Guys and Gals.
Good. That's a good club. So what did you exhibit this year?
So this year I did 2 goats, a woods project, and 2 food projects.
Oh, you did a little everything. So was your breeding goats or market goats?
Market goats.
Was it boar goats?
Yep.
Boar goats? How'd they do?
Good. My smaller one got 4th in his market class, and my bigger one got 6th in his market class, and me and the small goat won showmanship.
Oh, you got, okay. So are you going to state fair?
No.
No, with these? Okay. But showmanship, tell us how you show.
So, when I show, first when I'm walking, I keep his head up and in front of me, and you look the judges in the eye.
Yep.
The whole time. And then when you're setting up their feet, you lift their head to where and push them backward to where their feet are set up evenly, and then you set their front feet down square, and their head should be back at a 45-degree angle so that they look nice.
I think she knows what she's doing. No wonder you got first. That's terrific. So are you going to take goats next year?
Yes.
Okay. Do you purchase your goats from somebody?
Yeah, we get them from my aunt in Wheatland.
Oh, okay. That's good. So you have a source to get those goats.
Mm-hmm.
What they weigh?
My little one weighed 59 pounds, and my big one weighed 72 pounds.
So what should they weigh for a market goat? Do you know that?
Well, to make weight, they have to be 50 pounds.
Yeah. But a good weight is just like your second one, 70, 72, aren't Yeah, up to 90 pounds maybe. Yeah. Because then they put on a little fat and they're good eating. So the other projects you took, what's the next one you took?
So my woods project, I made a Lazy Susan with wood resin on the top. And that one got champion in my division and reserve grand champion.
So I bet you're going state?
Yep.
Yep, that'll go to state. So what's resin? Tell me how about it.
So resin is a, how do I explain this? It's
kind of slick and it's
it's
real shiny. Is it real thick?
Yeah, it's really thick. And so when you make it, you have to add in hardener to it so that it hardens and it's not just liquid mess. But when I did it, I poured them into the cup and added a coloring to it.
Oh, okay.
And then the rest of it I just did clear.
Okay. I've never heard of that one before, so that's a good idea. Very good idea. So was it a 3-tier or 1-tier?
So it was, it's supposed to be 3 tiers, but we couldn't get another one in before fair because they have to dry for 72 hours. So, in between county fair and state fair, we might add the next layer to it. But right now it's just a 2-layer one.
Okay, because you're pretty busy, huh? Yeah. So, well, congratulations, and I hope you do well with that. What other projects?
I did 2 foods projects. I made brookies, and they sold for $160 in the auction.
Ooh.
And I also made caramels.
So what's brookies?
Brookies are chocolate chip cookie brownies. So the bottom layer is brownies, and the top layer is chocolate chip cookies.
Sounds good enough. You have any left? Huh? No? So that was a good sale. What do you do with your money?
I don't remember if it's 1 or 3%, but it goes to the
3%?
seniors for scholarship stuff, and I just get the rest.
So I assume you'll save to buy goats or whatever for next year? Mm-hmm. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So very good. So I hope you do well at State Fair.
Thank you.
You think you're ready to do well?
Yeah.
I think it sounds good. There'll be a lot of competition up there, won't there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Very interesting to talk to you. And thanks for coming in and talking to us.
Yep.
And good luck. Keep them goats keep feeding them. What do you feed your goats?
So we give them high fat feed. So we give them Morgran's Amino Gain and Mormon's Amino Gain and Mormon's Morgran's.
Okay, so so you want, what's the most expensive part that you sell on one of them goats? Do you happen to know
I don't know.
the part of the meat? Okay, it'd probably be what, the upper back or
Yeah.
yeah. So very good, or the leg, for Easter and that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So. Well, it was interesting talking to you, and congratulations, young lady.
Thank you.
It's been a privilege visiting with you. And I probably learned more than you did today. So thank you.
Yep.
So I was going to ask you, do you have to, she was getting ready to go, but do you have to deliver that food? Or do you make another batch?
So you make another batch. You make another batch for the sale, and then after it sells, you give it to the buyer, and they get to take it home.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah. So was there a lot of buyers over there?
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Good. So sounds good. So we'll let you go. I'll let you get up this time and let you leave. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks.
Thank you, Miss Mailing. Have a good day.
You too.
So anything else, Megan? Okay. So I think
she's had a busy day.
yeah. You have to keep her on those kids,
Yep.
So I don't think she's going to participate in any of this.
Yeah, I guess you probably ought to. You got the schedule in front of you, Grandpa. Probably ought to tell listeners what else is going on later today.
Yeah, I heard they had an ag breakfast. I didn't make it out this year, but they had a lot of, I think about 200 or so for breakfast this morning. And then, of course, the fair parade. And then right now, the Wirelek Ranch Rodeo has gone on. And then at 7 in the pavilion, they have the goat roping series, so that's kind of fun to attend. And also at 1, they have the dog show. They have the obedience, showmanship, confirmation, and rally and costumes. And the Supreme Cow Contest is at 1:30, and that's interesting. Those kids are interviewed and have to answer questions and then go out and actually place those animals. Also, Bred and Fed, that's the Goshen County Bred and Fed. And then this evening, if it doesn't rain, it'll start at 6:30, the swine show. And if it rains, it'll be later, I assume. So that's about it for today.
Yeah, I know they've got those tower lights, the floodlights that they'll roll out if they do have to delay the pig show tonight. I haven't looked outside and seen if it's going to rain soon yet or not, but I know it was a possibility. So, yeah, just be mindful of that for the pig show later. I think that should about do it here, shouldn't it, Grandpa?
That'll do it.
Okay, well, thank some of the sponsors before we send it back. That's Platte Valley Bank, Z&W Mill, Platte River Family Dentistry, J.G. Elliott Insurance, Main Street Market, Panhandle Co-op, Pinnacle Bank, Goshen Vet Clinic, North Platte Physical Therapy, and Pine Bluff Sinclair, some of your sponsors in part for these fair interviews. Again, we'll be back tomorrow for a couple more, the last day of our interviews. That'll be at 10:05 and 1:05 tomorrow. Also note the junior livestock sale will be Saturday at 9 o'clock here at the Frontier Shelter at the fairgrounds. So take note of that. That should do it here from the brand room for today. For Ron Kaufman, I'm Ryan Caith. We'll send it back to the studios at Cinch Country KGOS. Thank you, Chris.